Somewhere in our galaxy, there is a star that is doing something it should not be able to do. Invisible light, it is small, cool, and dim. An ordinary red dwarf, the most common kind of star there is. But look at it in infrared, in heat, and it is glowing far too brightly, as if something is wrapped around it, radiating warmth into the dark. It is not one star. Astronomers have found a small handful of them, scattered across the sky, all with the same impossible signature. Cold on the outside, radiating heat they have no natural reason to produce, and there is a name for what could, in theory, produce a signature exactly like this. Not a cloud, not a collision, a machine, a structure built around a star to swallow its energy and leak the leftover heat. It is called a Dyson sphere, and a 2026 study just put a fresh list of suspects back on the table. To understand the suspects, you have to go back to 1960. A physicist named Freeman Dyson asked a simple question. What does a civilization do when it needs more energy than its whole planet can provide? His answer? Eventually, it stops using the planet and starts using the star. Dyson imagined a vast swarm of structures wrapped around a sun, mirrors, panels, habitats, capturing nearly all of its light, a civilization drinking its star dry. But he pointed out something clever. You would never need to see the structure itself to know it was there, because no machine is perfect. Whatever energy a structure absorbs, it has to release again as heat. Low, dull, infrared heat. So Dyson said, don't look for the sphere. Look for the warmth. It can't help leaking into space. For 60 years, that was the plan. Scan the sky for stars that glow too warm. The problem was never the idea. It was telling a real machine apart from a natural mistake. Which brings us to now. A project named after the Greek god of fire and forges, Hephaestus, took the data from 3 great sky surveys, NASA's WISE infrared telescope, Europe's Gaia star mapper, and an all-sky infrared survey called 2MASS. Together they hold 5 million stars. A machine learning pipeline combed all 5 million, hunting for one specific fingerprint, a star giving off more infrared heat than its type could possibly explain. Most were thrown out. Dust, errors, no natural glowers, until the filter came down to a tiny handful that would not go away. 7 stars, all red dwarfs. Small, cool, long-lived, the kind of star a patient civilization might choose to live beside for billions of years. And every one of them was radiating heat in the mid-infrared that had no obvious natural source. 7 points of warmth in the dark that the universe could not easily account for. That is when the word megastructure started being said out loud. Then came the 2026 study that sharpened the knife. Astronomers took the most famous chart in all of stellar science, the diagram that plots a star's color against its brightness. Every normal star in the universe falls along familiar, predictable lines on that map. It is one of the most reliable rules we have. The study asked a chilling question. If a Dyson sphere really wrapped a star, where would that star land on the map? And the answer was a specific, lonely region, a place where a star would look strangely cool and strangely dim at once, a place where, under natural physics, almost nothing should sit. And that is exactly where some of the suspects were sitting. Not along the safe, crowded lines with every ordinary star, but out in the quiet zone, the region the theory predicted a wrapped star would fall into. The map said, nothing belongs here. The data said, something does. A star hiding in the one part of the map where only a machine was supposed to be able to put it. But here is where a good scientist has to slow down, because the universe is full of things that fake this exact signature. A young star still wrapped in a disk of dust glows warm in infrared. A ring of debris around a dead star glows warm. None of them are alien. All of them can wear the same mask. And there is a far more embarrassing imposter. Sometimes directly behind one of these red dwarfs, by pure chance, sits an entire distant galaxy, a special, violent kind, shrouded in dust, blazing in infrared. From Earth, its glow lines up perfectly with the little star in front of it. 2 objects, billions of light years apart, pretending to be one. These dust-shrouded galaxies are so good at this disguise that, when researchers looked again, some of the 7 suspects lined up almost perfectly with one hiding in the background. The alien heat had a very ordinary source, a galaxy photobombing a star from the far side of the universe. So, does that close the case? Not quite, because not all of them could be explained away. Even after the dust, the disks, and the background galaxies were accounted for, a few of the candidates were still standing, still glowing warm in that impossible zone, still without a natural answer that fully fits. That is the uncomfortable place the science actually sits tonight. Not "we found aliens," and not "it was all a mistake." Something in between. A short list of small red stars radiating heat they shouldn't, sitting on a map where they shouldn't, waiting for a bigger telescope to say which they are. And soon, one will. A new generation of infrared telescopes is being aimed at exactly these targets, built to tell a leaking machine apart from a lying galaxy once and for all. The skeptics deserve the last careful word, and their case is strong. Every single time in history that a star has been called too weird to be natural, nature eventually won. Dust, galaxies, rings of debris. Even Freeman Dyson himself, near the end, called his own idea half a joke, because the sky, he said, is crawling with infrared sources that only look artificial. But the believers only need to be right once, and the honest truth is that for a small handful of these stars, no one has yet proven the boring answer. Until someone does, they stay on the list. Real stars radiating real heat, sitting exactly where a machine was predicted to hide. Think about what it would actually mean if even one of them held up. Not a signal, not a message, a structure, physical proof that somewhere out there, a civilization got so old and so hungry that it wrapped its hands around an entire sun. And here is the part that stays with you. We would not find them by hearing them. They might send nothing, say nothing, broadcast nothing at all. We would find them the way you find a fire in the dark, not by the light, but by the warmth it forgets to hide. Right now, tonight, those few stars are still up there, still cold in the light, still warm in the dark, still waiting for us to decide what they are. Maybe it's dust, maybe it's a galaxy hiding behind a star, or maybe, on a short list of 7, something has been keeping a star warm for a very long time. What do you think it is? Tell me below. This is only the first star we look at too closely.